Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engineers. This is episode 26 and in today's episode we are building solar towers. So what is a solar tower? This is a solar tower. Now it's got a few arrays on it, so we've got 20 on each tower, so 10 on each side, and it's controlled by the rotors and something called Izzy's solar alignment script, which we have running all the way over here on some programmer blocks. Now I have two because I have 3 towers and I'm controlling all 3 independently. So what I'm going to do right now is jump into building it here. Now what we can see from last episodes, I added these corner braces on. I haven't added this in to make it a ball because I don't want it to look like a ball, but at least this way it's supported now on multiple sides. So it's going to take many blocks to be destroyed for this to become a real problem. And hopefully, really hopefully, it's not. So let's get on with building it. Now, very simply, we need a rotor. We need a proper block here. And then we need to put some rotors on the sides like this. And this gives it all the degrees of motion that you could ever want your solar panels to have. Now, when this is all welded up, we can go and put the panels on. For some reason, these heads never have the... they're never part of the plan. I guess in case you put a different head on. But anyway, we're going to get these welded up. Grab these heads quickly. Did I grab the other one? I did. And that one. Oh, hang on. I was expecting the rotor to be in there. So you're not done, you are, and you're not done. Okay, we'll get those welded up, get these blocks on. Amount of space. And when we've got all of this welded up, I'll bring you back in a second. Alright, welcome back. So I've got this welded up, and if you look very carefully, you can see this is juddering. And if we come over here, you see that this one is not. And pro tip, if you've got build vision anyway, or even if you don't, just go into the console and change it. Just turn share inertial tensors on, and that will stop that juddering a lot. Now, I'm going to do this one as well, just because I don't like the idea of it juddering, not that I've noticed. And these are now ready to have solar panels put on. So if we just grab our solar panels, rotate myself a little bit. And all I'm doing for this is I'm just going to put the same pattern on each. So if you didn't know, you can actually attach these solar panels to other solar panels just like this. You could put a block in the middle because that could be useful to you. The other thing you can do as well, if you replace these two with advanced rotors and all the blocks with conveyors, you can actually put oxygen farms on here as well, and because they need sunlight, this will just automatically rotate them to the right direction. So that's something worth bearing in mind in case you are in space and you need oxygen. Now, there's not a great deal to this in terms of getting it placed, really. It is as simple as place some solar panels on once you got that rotor in place anyway, because that's all you need. You just need some degree of movement. And just in case you're wondering, if you have a spaceship with a gyroscope, you can absolutely put the solar panels on it, and you can get it to use the gyroscopes of the vehicle to align it instead of rotors. One thing that I was going to talk about today, actually, was what are we going to do for the rest of today? So once we've got all these solar panels built up, we need to do some testing. We didn't actually get around to testing the hydrogen flights in the ship. And I want to see how far it will go and how long it will fly just on hydrogen. So we need to test that. Now, there's a slight risk in the sense that at high altitudes, the aero thrusters do not stop. And as we saw in last episode, even trying to do simple things like stopping is far quicker and safer with the hydrogen thrusters. They just have more oomph, I guess, for the size of the ship anyway. So I'm going to test the hydrogen thrusters in the atmosphere and just see how long I can fly for with what I've got. And then we're going to try and fly to space. And there are a few tricks that we can do to see if, and only if, we can get to space without having, say, 100% burn all the way. Now, there's two tricks I know to do this. One is really complicated. One is really simple. I'm the simple guy. We're going to use the simple one. So I'll bring you back when these are all welded up and we've got the programmer block placed inside. And I'll show you how we name these and configure it. See you in a second. Okay, we've got this all welded up now. So the last thing to do is configure it. Now, the way we configure it is we throw down a programming block. We put the rotors into a group and then we tell the script about the group. In short, so let me grab my programmer block. Boom. So I wish I had 2 more steel plates on me. It's gonna bug me. It is gonna bug me. Let me go grab those quickly. The worst thing is, I had like 6 spare plates on me, and I thought I'll just drop them off. I don't need those. Why would I need 6 steel plates? You can place a block in front of the connector and then middle mouse click and it will bring out the components necessary. So that's what I did. I expected it to have the bits on it. Right, so firstly, I'm going to name this to Solar Rotors PB. And this is Solar Rotors 3 PB. That's the first thing I need to do. Second thing, take my rotors, create a group called Solar Rotors 3. Save that. Turn those off. Do not need them anymore. Now, if you haven't seen anything by Izzy, then what are you doing? I mean, that's the wrong button. He has, like, I used his inventory manager and I came across him by this alignment script actually originally. Now, it does a lot of things. You can, as I said, you can use rotors, you can tell it to use gyroscopes, you can get it to turn your lights on and off as well, turn on different power in different situations. There's a lot in here, so by all means, have a look. Now, the bit we're interested in, because we've got 3 of these, and he changed the group name. So if I check the code on this, click OK, in theory, this is doing stuff, and when we go outside, hopefully we'll start seeing that gradually aligning to this. So it should be tilting up a little bit and pointing in that direction. And if we come over here, is it moving? Please move. Have I ruined it? Now we can check these rotors by coming over here and just hovering over. So Solar Rotors 3. Solar Rotors 3. Oh, it is moving. I was just impatient. There we go. Please say you are moving? Yeah, you are moving. So let's see how much power we actually got from this little boost. Now, from memory, we had about 1.1, 1.2, I think, megawatts. And now we have 3.67. That is amazing. That means we are not going to be dropping our ships. Well, that's been an interesting 25 minutes. I could not get this docked back on here at all. It started falling off. Not sure why. I added this on. Might as well. I can turn the engines off and leave it here. Now, from a power generation point of view, we are consuming all of these little solar panels. I've turned off the O2H2 gens on here. So hopefully my power usage is pretty low now. Yeah, about 37 kilowatts. So that's not too bad. But at the same time, we just have a lot of batteries, like 20 batteries to charge. So when the batteries are charged, I'll sort out the hydrogen. I'll put the O2H2 gens back on here. Probably tomorrow, actually, because it's getting nighttime. And when that's all charged and the batteries here are done, we'll turn all the O2H2 gens on. And we'll take this for a flight in the daytime to see how well it copes on the one hydrogen tank we have. Because with the changes that have been made to hydrogen and the fact that now you should be able to fly for longer, I'm hoping we can fly for a reasonable amount of time with just the one hydrogen tank and maybe even get to orbit, but we'll come back and test that. So I'll bring you back when we're ready to do that testing. See you in a minute. Okay, I think we have enough power now, and it's not quite night time. So it seems I want to... Oh, I mean, that'll be enough for a quick flight, right? 33 minutes left. Let's go for a flight. I want to quickly... This is full, right? 100% full? It is 100% full. Excellent. So, let's disengage this. Oh. I forgot about that. I was so lazy with the other piston. I just told it to go 0.5 and I didn't stop it. I just left it going. So let's reverse that because you also need to go away. Cool. So now that's gone away, we will take off. So let's turn these bad boys on. Take off very gingerly. Now, this should fly for quite a while. So one thing about atmospheric flight compared to going to orbit is you kind of need thrust continuously. Because you are, you know, heading in a certain direction, doing a certain thing. So, and you've got gravity acting you, right? So it's always putting you down. Now, when you're going in space, I can boost, I turn off, and that's it. I just glide, and that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly. I'm going to do a flyby. We can check out this base, actually, that we shot earlier and just see what's going on. Because we don't need to fly forever. We just need to fly for a little bit. And we've been flying for about 30 seconds or so. And we've already used up 10%. Which isn't... it's not the end of the world, to be honest. I mean, it's a lot. But it's not the end of the world. Excellent. So I can see my ship does not like this. But we didn't actually get a good look at this last time. So let's go have a look at this. Is there... Oh! Wow. There is nothing left of this. No, I can't take the ice. Because I'll invalidate my test. What am I doing? Where is it? Is it a nice gesture, but you've got to go. Is there anything in here that survived? Like, is there a cargo container? No, more ice. Wow. Okay, well, this base at least isn't a problem anymore. All right, let's head this way. So I'm going to fly around for a little bit, I think. If anything interesting happens, I'll bring you back in, but I don't want to subject you to what's going to be basically 10 minutes of me flying around. If I get near one of these bases and start doing damage to it, I will let you know. I'll bring you back for that. But until then, I'll save it until I'm running low on hydrogen, and I'll let you know how long it's been. It's dark. I have no idea how big this thing is. I've got a lot of guns. I'm just hoping it's small. So one thing I do need to do is make sure I can get a good angle on it. There we go. What are we shooting at the moment? Just everything below us. And we don't have to take that out. We just need to do a little bit of damage to it as we fly by. Okay. I think that's probably a nice little flyby. Alright, I thought I'd bring you back quickly just to say I've had to resort to my atmospheric thrusters. We didn't make it. Like, we didn't make it even halfway back. We really, really burned through that hydrogen quite quickly. Now, coming to the purpose of the ship and what the hydrogen's for, it's not there to make sure that I can fly on hydrogen only. We're only using the hydrogen at the moment because we're testing it. We typically want to use it for greater control, greater movement speed, like greater acceleration and deceleration. So with that in mind, it doesn't matter how much I can store. One tank's definitely enough for just maneuvering. However, if I can't get to space on that one tank, then the question is it useful to me still? Because we have to ask, like, do I want this ship to go to space? And I've been thinking about this a little bit. I don't know. I'd like to go to space in it. I'd like to have the option to go to space, and let's put it that way. But when I actually go to space, what do I need to take with me? Do I want to take everything? I mean, this makes it really easy. I fly into space, I start doing some stuff, and then I come back. You know, everything's nice and easy. And there is room currently on this for a jump ship. But on the flip side, easy isn't fun. Like, I could just build another ship, right? This is it's got all sorts on it. I could build a shuttle just to get me to space and back, but to do that I kind of also need a base up there so I can refuel. So I'm gonna get this landed, reduce it up a little bit with some battery power, and we'll also get some hydrogen back on, and we'll do a second test and see if we can get to space. See you in a minute. Right, I've just put this on stockpile, and here's what happened. I'm like, yeah, put it on stockpile. Let's go check the battery state. Huh? What? Where's this come from? I mean, all right, light armor, fair enough. It comes from the ship, but there's no holes. There's no holes that I know of? Question mark. So let's go outside and have a quick check, because maybe we did take some damage. Else, I just have questions about how that block even gets inside. Wow. Did I take more damage than I thought? I don't think I took any damage, to be honest. I think that block glitched its way in. And I need to remember that I said this as well, because I'm sure at some point we're going to come along and we're going to find a humongous hole, and we'll be like, how the hell did he miss that? But I can't see anything at the moment. So that block just teleported in. You're a little bit wonky, but you're still full health. Engine's okay. 98. Yeah, touch it up. I mean, largely, everything is fine. How did that get in then? I mean, unless it's from a previous battle and I didn't realize. Who knows? But it's nighttime. Might as well talk about these quickly as well. Now, even though they are not generating power, they still track the sun. So what will happen is when the sun rises in the morning, it will automatically already be getting as much power as it can, in theory. But we'll have to check that tomorrow morning or in next week's episode. But for now, I think we just fly to space. And turn the stockpile off. Hopefully you still stay full. You do. Let us disconnect, because we do not need to be connected for this. Let's retrieve our appendage. Now, let's do a quick battery check to make sure I have power. So these were, what, 100%? Close to it. And we are now sitting at 60%. So that's not terrible, but could be better. Now, one thing I said earlier about the test was it doesn't matter how long I can fly for, because I only use it for maneuvering. But if I can't get to space, then it's a problem. Now, bear in mind, we have to get something like 40k into the air to be in space. When we get there, we need to have hydrogen, even if it's just a tiny amount, to push us back towards Earth. If we don't have that, we are dead. Even if we do have that, because of the speed we'll be going, because the atmospheric thrusters, if we can't align ourselves properly, we might just crash into the planet. Worst case. However, I'm confident. I think we can do this. So, let's turn you on. Let's turn our atmospheric engines on first. Now, Also earlier, I said there was a way for us to get to the atmosphere economically with hydrogen thrusters. So firstly, we're in atmosphere. Use atmospheric thrusters as much as you can. Now the important number is this number, and I'm only going to be using the space bar and turning my engines on and off, and that is it. When you're on hydrogen, there is two ways you can save power. One, you can adjust the amount of thrust being generated by your engines and therefore make it more efficient as you're going. I'm quite lazy. That sounds complicated. Rather than doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pulse and glide. So I'm going to turn off my dampers because I don't need them. I don't want to stop. I want to keep going up. And the key number here is that meters per second on the bottom left. So I'm going to be looking at that. And you see now it's starting to slow down. My finger is still flat, but we're only 3,000 meters up, which means we're probably quite high in the altitude in terms of this planet. But it is what it is, right? We go as far as we can. When it starts getting close to, let's say, 50, for example, we'll switch over and we'll put hydrogen on. Boom. Back to 100. Now, if I just hold space, I'm going to keep throttling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go of space. And this will glide up. And you see it slows down really quickly. And it's going to do this quite quickly, quite often, until we get higher up. And as you see the partial gravity, there's 0.95, that is going to keep decreasing. And as it decreases, we'll get longer in the air with every thrust. So remember, 96 so far. We've done a couple of bursts. Still accelerating up. We get to 99. Boom. Come off. Let it drop down. So this is like a pulse and glide technique. And I'm fairly confident having done this with other ships. Not this one ever, but with smaller ships with single hydrogen tanks, which could fly about the same amount of time as this. We're almost definitely going to make it to orbit with this one tank. I would be extremely surprised if we get to orbit and we have less than 50% of hydrogen left. I imagine we're going to get to orbit and have close to 75%. I mean, look, still 94. And this is the great thing about hydrogen. Like, every time we go up, it gets better. We're a third of the gravity now as we were when we started. And we've not even used 8% of our hydrogen. Like, we're what, 12,000 meters? All right, we're getting close to being in orbit. But what I wanted to show you is now that we are, what, 26,000 meters up. See, it's going quite slowly, which is fine. But it takes much, much longer. So this is one burst. So this is 1% of fuel. And we were at 26, what, 200, 300, something like that? Look how far we can go on just one burst using this mechanism. Like I said, you can do it by adjusting the power of the thrusters, but I find this is very, very simple and better than just holding space and you burning all that fuel for no good reason. Use the momentum you've got to get to orbit. And that last burst there might be enough to get us to orbit. It might not be. We'll have to see. The moon does look pretty far away, and we don't have a jump drive as well. This is now my head's thinking, when we actually get to orbit, what are we going to do? So we have the ability now to be in orbit. Good. 99.999% sure we're going to make it. So if we can make it to space, I think the first thing we need to do is set up a landing base on an asteroid somewhere, so we've got a jump point. Because what I want to do is set up a laser antenna, I think, back to Earth. Probably the main base. Set up an antenna going there. If we can get that antenna up and working, get a base established in and around Earth so we can still get to our resources. Because again, bear in mind, we don't have a lot of resources. A lot of the stuff, I think... Oh, so just quickly, we are now falling. So one final burst. See, this will definitely get us to orbit. I hope. So we need to get some sort of asteroid base up and working. Do we have one around? That asteroid is pretty close. That asteroid is pretty close as well. I mean, we need something, right? So we're going to have to get some form of space base up and working. We do need to get to the moon because I believe... Actually, I've got it written down. The moon has gold and silver, but it's 100 meters deep. So we need a bucket ton of gold and silver so that we can make med bays, weapon upgrades, and ion thrusters, I believe. Not 100% sure. I can't remember. I know we need to go to Mars so we can get platinum. When we got platinum, we can make jump drives. But that does mean that, annoyingly, my journey from here to Mars, and where is Mars? Like, it's got to be around here somewhere. There. That is going to be at 100 meters a second. And that is thousands and thousands and thousands. Oh, God. That's going to take me a long time. So the moon's going to take a while. That's going to take a lot longer. To be honest, I'm very tempted to just record that as a time-lapse and send it to you guys and let you see, so you can watch it as a special episode, should we say. But let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a time-lapse of basically nothing. I'm not going to talk. It's just a time-lapse of me flying from Earth to Mars. And when I get to it, we'll give it a go. I might even do the moon one, just so that we can get an experience of what that would be like. No! Look, I need a little more thrust. How frustrating. Right, we're going to get it this time. So I think brilliant. Next weekend, what we'll do is we'll load this up with some materials. We'll choose a base location. We'll get communications established. And we'll start thinking about what that base needs. So what facilities will it need to have on it? I need it to be able to be relatively self-sufficient. Oh my god, is that an asteroid storm? Don't tell me I'm going to die to asteroids. Am I in space? I'm in space. We did it. I'm not stopping. Dampers on. Perfect. We made it. We're in space. So yeah, if you like the episode, leave a like, comment. It's all good. It lets me know you like the content. And if you really do enjoy it, I'm stuck on the gun. If you really do enjoy the content, I'm crawling on the floor, then please do subscribe. Again, the response from you guys over the last month was, I don't know how to describe it other than epic. So to put it into context for those of you who are new, we were only at 37 subs back at the beginning of the year. We're now at 237. That's 200 subs last month. And I set a goal of 500 subs by the end of June, I think, because that'd be my 1 year anniversary. Now, there's a chance, if you guys can knock it out of the park again with the subs, that actually we might be at 400 plus by the end of this month. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we got a bit lucky with some of the shorts videos we did. Check them out if you can. And with that all said and done, I think we need to end. I'm just rambling. But thanks for the support. Thanks for the subs. I love the comments. I read absolutely every single one of them. And I will see you in the next one. Fly safe.